Hey, welcome to lesson number 5. We're going to talk about food today. And it's already pretty clear that I want you to focus on eating real food, right? Follow the clean eating reset guidelines about what to eat. But really, simply put, it's foods that will rot, food that, or, is mostly in its original form, right? The vegetables, the meats, the grains, beans, and those things. Those are great for the body because the body knows how to process those foods. When it comes to weight loss, and I want you to listen a little carefully here, the two things that really prevent us from losing weight are flour and sugar. Okay? And I know your mind is being blown right now. And I'm not just talking about wheat flour. This is all types of flour and really all types of sugar, including natural sugar. So what happens when we eat flour and sugar, or flour actually becomes sugar in the body? The body sends out a lot of insulin. You've heard of insulin. It's a hormone that helps process sugar in the bloodstream, right? So every time we eat, actually, there's a flood of insulin that comes out from the pancreas. Insulin comes out, it processes flour and sugar into glucose, and glucose gets converted into energy. And that's great, right? We need energy, except that we don't need that much. And the body can actually turn a lot of things, into energy, into glucose, and then into energy form. What happens when we have too much glucose, too much insulin in the bloodstream, is when it's done giving the body what it needs, it stores glucose into fat. So if we're overeating all the time, if we're eating too much flour and sugar, the body's going to be like, okay, here's a little bit of energy. That's great. Go use it. And the rest of it, we're going to go store it as fat. And I'm sure you guys have noticed, right? If you eat too many cookies or cakes, or too much like processed things that has flour in it, the breads, the pastries, you name it, you probably feel like you gain weight right away sometimes. And that is the truth, because the body is always in storage mode because it's always wanting us to be alive, right? So it's like, okay, this is what you need and the rest you don't need, so let's just store it for later in case you need it. Except that we usually don't need it, so we gain weight or we can't lose weight, and we wonder why. So I go into it so much deeper when you work with me one-on-one, when we do the weight loss coaching program. But I just wanted to introduce that idea to you this week in case you want to start practicing or testing it out, right? Like, what if I don't eat flour and sugar for a few days? Does my body like it that way? Do I lose weight more easily that way? I know I do. And a lot of you who are doing weight coaching with me, you guys know this, that is sort of the golden key to weight loss. You don't have to do this. You can still eat flour and sugar and follow your hunger scale, and you will still lose weight. But if you want to go a step further, I'm telling you, flour and sugar are not our friends. Mostly because the body doesn't really know how to process those things. They're not really natural, right? And too much of it is definitely not natural. Think about our ancestors. They never had flour, and sugar came by every so often. And in terms of like berries or honey, if they ever find a beehive. So wanted to share that with you. And you don't have to cut flour and sugar out right away. You could maybe decrease at first and see what happens. And if you really want to do a little test and use yourself as like a little lab experiment, go for it. I'm telling you, it changes everything. All right, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope that you're enjoying the program. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.